Telepathy is the concept of transferring thoughts, feelings, or information directly from one mind to another without using any of the 5 traditional senses of physical interaction. Often referred to as mind-to-mind communication, it has fascinated humans for centuries, appearing in spiritual beliefs, science fiction, and psychological research. While widely popular in fiction and certain belief systems, telepathy remains a controversial topic in science. Despite decades of experiments, especially in the field of parapsychology, there is no conclusive scientific evidence proving that telepathy exists. In essence, telepathy sits at the intersection of science, mystery, and imagination, inviting curiosity even as its reality remains unproven.
Imagine a universe vast and unexplored where the very fabric of reality allows for something extraordinary. Imagine a world where thoughts and feelings travel, not through screens or sound waves, but directly from one mind to another, a silent conversation bridging the gap between individuals. No words, no gestures, just pure connection. A meeting of minds, unburdened by the limitations of physical expression. This is the captivating idea of telepathy, a concept that has intrigued and baffled humanity for centuries. Distant feeling, from the Greek roots tele and patheia, hinting at the profound implications of feeling across distances. Telepathy is the supposed ability to transmit information mind to mind, a direct line of communication bypassing the conventional routes, bypassing all known senses and physical interactions. It suggests a hidden potential within us, a way to connect beyond the tangible world. It's not just about reading minds, it could be a sudden sense of dread when a loved one is in danger, a silent alarm bell ringing in your soul, or a shared understanding between close friends, a knowing glance that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. The concept challenges our understanding of consciousness, forcing us to reconsider the very nature of thought and connection. Is the mind locked in the skull, a prisoner of our own individual experience, or can it reach out across the void, transcending the limitations of space and time? Telepathy forces us to ask, what are the boundaries of the self? Where does one mind end and another begin? How does information travel? What medium could possibly carry these silent messages? Science has mapped out gravity, electromagnetism, and other forces, but telepathy would require a new, undiscovered channel, a fundamental force we have yet to comprehend. If real, it would revolutionize science, rewriting the textbooks and reshaping our understanding of the universe. Yet we're torn between countless personal stories, anecdotal evidence passed down through generations, and the rigorous demands of scientific evidence. The story of telepathy is a cosmic detective story, one that unfolds not in the stars, but within the mysterious universe of the human brain, a landscape as complex and enigmatic as the cosmos itself. So let's embark on this journey and see where the evidence, or the mystery, leads. Let's delve into the heart of this enigma and explore the possibilities. Is telepathy a hidden power, a latent ability waiting to be unlocked, or just a beautiful illusion, a trick of the mind that captivates our imagination? Let's find out. Telepathy isn't just one thing, it comes in many forms. Instinctual telepathy is a gut feeling, like a mother sensing her child is in danger far away. Emotional telepathy is the direct sharing of feelings, suddenly feeling joy or sadness that mirrors someone else's state. Mental telepathy is the classic sci-fi version, sending thoughts, words or images directly from one mind to another. Then there's dream telepathy, where people claim to share images or themes during sleep. Each type stretches our imagination and challenges science in different ways. But all share one thing, the idea that minds can connect beyond the limits of ordinary communication. Is any of it real? That's the question. Mainstream science sees the universe as orderly, a system of cause and effect, where everything operates according to established principles, governed by testable laws. These laws are the bedrock of our understanding, constantly refined through rigorous experimentation and observation. Within this framework, telepathy comes up empty, a concept that struggles to find a foothold in the landscape of empirical data. To date, no repeatable, credible evidence has ever been found to support its existence, despite numerous attempts to do so. That's why it's labeled pseudoscience, a term used to describe ideas that masquerade as science. A claim that looks scientific but fails the tests of evidence and repeatability, the cornerstones of legitimate scientific inquiry. Science demands that results be observable and replicable, meaning that any experiment must be able to be repeated by other scientists with the same outcome. Telepathy has never met this standard, consistently failing to produce verifiable results under controlled conditions. Studies claiming positive results often have design flaws, methodological weaknesses that undermine their validity, or can't be replicated, a critical failure that casts doubt on the original findings. Telepathy also faces a physics problem, a fundamental disconnect with our current understanding of the universe. Information in our universe is physical. It requires a medium to travel and interact with the world, carried by waves or particles that weaken with distance and can be blocked, a principle that governs all known forms of communication. Telepathy, as described, ignores these rules. It seemingly defies the established laws of physics. No known energy or particle can explain it, leaving scientists puzzled as to how such a phenomenon could even be possible. Scientists ask, what's the mechanism? What is the underlying process that allows for this transfer of information? How does it work? What are the specific steps involved in transmitting thoughts from one mind to another? Without answers, telepathy remains speculation, a fascinating idea without any concrete foundation. It's not about closed minds. Science is always open to new possibilities. It's about high standards for extraordinary claims, a necessary safeguard against unfounded beliefs. As Carl Sagan said, a sentiment that resonates deeply within the scientific community. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, a principle that underscores the need for robust and compelling proof. For telepathy, that evidence is still missing, leaving it in the realm of unproven possibilities. Back in the 1930s, a time when the scientific community was just beginning to explore the uncharted territories of the human mind, J.B. Rhine at Duke University pioneered a series of experiments. He tried to test telepathy using a now iconic tool, Zener cards. These cards featured simple, distinct symbols: a circle, a cross, wavy lines, a square, and a star designed to be easily distinguishable. The idea was simple. These symbols would be mentally sent from one person to another. Statistically, if someone were just guessing, you'd expect them to get about 20% of the guesses correct purely by chance. Rhine, however, reported rates much higher than this expected 20%. These initial results sparked considerable excitement and hope within the field. But here's where the story takes a turn. When other researchers attempted to replicate Rhine's findings, they largely failed. Critics began to scrutinize Rhine's methodology, and they found flaws. One major concern was possible sensory leakage, where subtle cues could unintentionally be transmitted. There were also issues raised about non-random shuffling of the cards, potentially creating patterns that participants could subconsciously pick up on, and more. Rhine's work, while pioneering and groundbreaking for its time, was ultimately deemed flawed due to these methodological issues. Fast forward to the 1970s. Researchers, learning from the past, developed the Ganzfeld experiment, an attempt to improve upon the earlier methods and address the criticisms. This involved a receiver placed in sensory deprivation, often with headphones playing white noise and ping-pong balls over their eyes, while a sender focused intently on a specific image. After the sending period, receivers were presented with 4 images and asked to guess which one the sender had been focusing on. By chance, they should pick the correct image 25% of the time. Early studies using the Ganzfeld experiment showed success rates of around 34%, a seemingly significant deviation from chance. However, as with the Zener card experiments, critics once again pointed to subtle flaws in the methodology and, crucially, inconsistent replication of the results across different laboratories. And so the debate rages on, even to this day. The fundamental question remains, are these results indicative of a genuine phenomenon, or are they simply the product of statistical noise, random fluctuations that can mimic a real effect? Despite decades of dedicated effort by researchers around the world, no experiment has yet produced robust, repeatable evidence that definitively proves the existence of telepathy. The signal, if it exists at all, remains elusive, buried deep within the background noise of random chance and experimental error. Science, in its pursuit of truth, demands more than just intriguing numbers and suggestive patterns. It demands certainty, a level of confidence that can only be achieved through rigorous methodology and consistent, repeatable results. And so far, despite the hopes and efforts of many, telepathy simply hasn't delivered that level of certainty. The controversy, therefore, continues, fueled by both the allure of the unknown and the unwavering demands of the scientific method. Some have tried to fit telepathy into modern science. Mirror neurons help us empathize, but they work through normal senses, not mind-to-mind transmission. Quantum entanglement sounds like telepathy, instant connections across distance, but it can't transmit information faster than light. Neural synchronization, brains syncing up during conversation or music, relies on ordinary senses, not psychic channels. These phenomena show how connected we are, but not through paranormal means. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, let us send signals from one brain to another via technology. But this is tech-lepathy, not true telepathy. It needs machines, electrodes, and the internet. BCIs prove thoughts are physical, electrical signals, not magic. So far, no evidence shows thoughts can escape the skull unaided. Science keeps searching, but the bridge between minds remains technological, not psychic. The dream of telepathy is alive, but only in fiction and hope. The evidence just isn't there. Outside the lab, telepathy thrives in stories, especially among twins. Tales of twins sensing each other's pain or emotions are legendary, but science points to shared genes, upbringing, and deep emotional bonds as explanations. Many cultures have shamanic traditions of mind-to-mind or spirit communication, serving important social and psychological roles. These beliefs are powerful, but not scientific proof. Even governments got curious during the Cold War. The US funded the Stargate project to investigate psychic phenomena like remote viewing. Despite some striking anecdotes, the program produced no actionable intelligence and was shut down. Why do these stories persist? Humans are pattern seekers. We link coincidences and remember hits, not misses. This is confirmation bias at work. Our desire for connection makes telepathy a compelling myth, even without evidence. The belief endures, fueled by hope and the mysteries of the mind. Science may be skeptical, but fiction loves telepathy. From Professor X in X-Men to Vulcan mind melds in Star Trek, telepathy is a storytelling superpower. It creates drama, suspense, and explores deep questions about privacy, empathy, and what it means to be human. In fantasy, Tolkien's elves and wizards communicate mind to mind, while Star Wars Jedi use the Force for psychic connection. These stories tap into our longing for deeper understanding and connection. Who hasn't wished to know what someone else is thinking? Pop culture lets us explore the what-ifs of telepathy in a safe, imaginative space. It shows the risks, the intimacy, and the wonder such a power could bring. Fiction keeps the dream alive, even as science searches for answers. Telepathy remains a powerful idea, if only in our imagination. Many try to unlock telepathy themselves, following online guides and exercises. The process usually involves meditation, focusing on a simple image or emotion, and trying to send it to a partner. The receiver stays relaxed, open to any thoughts or feelings that arise. Afterward, they compare notes. Did the message get through? But these methods are riddled with pitfalls, confirmation bias, pattern seeking, and subtle nonverbal cues. Scientific protocols demand strict controls, double-blinding, randomization, and rigorous analysis. DIY telepathy lacks these safeguards, making successes far more likely to be coincidence or wishful thinking. As of today, no amount of training has proven to unlock real telepathy. So, where does our journey leave us? We've explored telepathy in stories, experiments, neuroscience, and culture. The evidence remains elusive. No robust, repeatable proof has emerged. Parapsychologists see telepathy as a rare, unpredictable ability. Scientists see a hypothesis that's failed every test. Culturally, telepathy is a powerful myth, reflecting our need for connection and meaning. Technologically, we're building synthetic telepathy with machines, not minds alone. The bottom line, telepathy is not a proven phenomenon. The universe as we know it has no place for it, yet the search continues. The question is too compelling to ignore, pushing us to understand the brain's mysteries. For now, telepathy remains a beautiful idea, a testament to human imagination and our quest to connect. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mind-blowing psychology videos.